What drives narcissists to force you back after you've been thrown away? Embark on a fascinating exploration into the world of the narcissist, an individual firmly clinging to outdated ideologies, resembling a vintage relic, and championing rotary phones as modern marvels. Fidelity, however, has a tendency to remind us that the moment of discovering genuine worth may arrive fashionably late, like an invited guest appearing just as the festivities wind down and refreshments run dry. Imagine the following scenario. A poignant narrative detailing a painful separation intricately woven with derogatory language that meticulously unravels the threads of your significance, leaving you abandoned in their apathy. Moments once vibrant like a spring garden now fade into recollections of extravagant promises that led you into a maze of anticipation and initial intense affection, reminiscent of a Shakespearean play, only to realize it was their intention all along. Following this revelation, they dismissively gesture, leaving you as perplexed as the enigmatic smile on the Mona Lisa. However, dear reader, be patient for the upcoming surprise, a conceptual enigma akin to the Rubik's Cube. Now, the narcissist who discarded you like a magic trick begins to reflect. Yes, you read that correctly. The same individual who once deemed you inconsequential is now engaged in self-reflection. This spectacle of revaluation is not a mere coincidence, but a tragic play, reminiscent of William Shakespeare's works, where the characters are self-absorbed and emotionally attuned individuals rather than monarchs and rulers. While the narcissist engages in introspection, your presence has the potential to illuminate a murky void, guiding that inwardly reflective vessel as it approaches the shores of contemplation. However, it's crucial to exercise restraint when contemplating the scope of your imagination, as not all historical connections warrant such revaluation. Contrarily, your unique attributes take center stage in this dramatic reinterpretation, esteemed humanitarian. Allow me to clarify before you misconstrue my words as a sermon praising self-righteousness. My statement doesn't stem from arrogance, but rather a subtle acknowledgement of a truth often obscured by the world's clamour. In a society where malice is wielded as a weapon and empathy is dismissed as inconsequential, the fundamental values of compassion, benevolence, and non-harm emerge as rare beacons. They form a constellation within the vast cosmos of human behaviour, and it is your honour, dear reader, to adorn it. Therefore, stand tall, not in the ominous gloom of hubris, but in the soft illumination of the extraordinary. Our inclination for reciprocity sets us apart. Imagine an ideal romantic partnership where both partners share our capacity for emotional understanding and reciprocation. Unfortunately, we sometimes become entangled with toxic personalities. Our assertion of being one step ahead pertains to this, not as a boast, but as an observation that a significant proportion of the global population exhibits detrimental qualities like narcissism, psychopathy, and indifference to others' welfare. The majority, however, does not engage in such negativity. By abstaining from harmful actions and withholding support for them, we distinguish ourselves. Those who identify as empaths should consider refining their empathetic abilities, a process that often occurs organically following a separation and subsequent awakening. As you go through the healing process and come to terms with the end of the relationship, the narcissist may be observing from a distance. They begin reassessing you, drawing comparisons to their new companion, and eventually appreciating your unique qualities, reminiscing about the early phases of your partnership. Engaging in introspection might lead individuals to reflect on their current situation, highlighting their tendency to recognize value only when it's too late. Although lacking genuine self-reflection, they may start contemplating. Acknowledging their wrong moves on the chessboard, They understand the nature of the game. However, retracing their steps isn't always straightforward, especially when we're in the recovery process and emotionally disengaged. They initiate a distant reassessment of you, with social media monitoring turning into an obsession. Even if blocked, they persist in communication through multiple accounts. This behavior can become obsessive as they observe your life like a friend and fantasize about the possibility of a reunion. This fantasy is unattainable, particularly with a firmly closed door. If the door is slightly ajar, they may delay reassessing, thinking they can return at any moment. Enforcing no contact is crucial. When communication is unavoidable, maintain a negative tone and avoid providing positive attention. On certain occasions, uttering a few words in the final days can bring about closure. Narcissists do reevaluate you, envisioning an elusive presence they desire, but cannot fully grasp. To deter them, it's crucial to maintain your resolve and strength by establishing a solid boundary. Your refusal to grant them access intensifies their longing for you, elevating your status to one of incomparability in their eyes. An irreplaceable individual they deeply lament losing, a perpetual reflection in their minds. Commenters often recount Hoover's attempts to reconnect years later, which may seem implausible. Our vitality is genuinely remarkable, emanating from our empathic and unique nature. Incapable of finding anything comparable elsewhere, narcissists develop an idealized perception of you, documenting your descent into obsession on social media. Recalling my personal encounter with a narcissist, they recently attempted to communicate through phony profiles, as mentioned in my video. Their search for even the most minimal form of connection stems from the influence you've wielded. Anonymous contacts or fake profiles don't draw their attention. Simply hearing your voice is sufficient, driven by a compulsion that offers an odd sense of gratification. Remember, you are an anomaly in the universe, causing them to reconsider their perception of you. This realization is vital as you continue your journey of self-improvement and healing after the breakup. Triumph over the anguish and the shackles that bound you by focusing on yourself and seeking out new experiences, even in foreign countries as I did. These pursuits contribute to enhancing self-esteem, and they will persistently observe your activities on dating sites, social media platforms, and beyond. Witnessing your growth since the time you were with them inflicts a severe injury on their narcissism and a setback to their ego. Not only have you improved since your time with them, but you've become an even better person, while they continue to change and adjust to whoever they are with. They are socially astute but lack their own identity, while you are becoming more authentic in comparison. Keep in mind that their renewed fixation or revaluation after your discard is grounded in your intrinsic worth. Their recent reticence is due to being preoccupied with their own thoughts. However, you have a more critical obligation. Maintain your emphasis on self-worth while acquiring knowledge not only about narcissistic behavior, but also other pertinent topics, investing in your own personal development. Having devoted a substantial amount of time to research and attempting to comprehend narcissism, I found certain sources presenting narcissists as impassible entities, failing to furnish the information I required. This led me to share my knowledge on YouTube. It was particularly important to me that you understand the situation, as I dealt with a spiritual narcissist who pretended to be divine, but was quite the opposite. Upon encountering multiple attempts to reconcile with me, I realized they regretted their actions, despite my lack of awareness of the term at the time. Similar circumstances may befall you, such as receiving late-night phone calls that seem like attempts to reach you while they are with their new supply. My advice is to block them and, if possible, alter your number. Narcissistic wounds are most effectively treated by severing all connections. I've produced a video demonstrating strategies to silence and afflict narcissistic individuals for your consideration. Remember that you possess inherent worth, whether in the estimation of the cosmos or God. Your individuality is distinguished by your vitality. This channel is for empathetic individuals who have the ability to establish rapport with others, occasionally unwittingly mirroring the behavior of narcissists, which causes them to reject us. Our capacity for profound human connection poses a threat to them. Understanding the narcissist's innermost being reveals their diminished self-worth hidden beneath a facade of superiority. This isn't an attempt to belittle reduced self-esteem, a condition that affects numerous individuals. Despite projecting superiority, narcissists eventually realize what they have lost. The discard phase, though distressing, is crucial. It gives the narcissist a chance to recognize their mistake. Admiration and appreciation for you are regained only after the discard, also when the relationship is severed. While they may initially feel liberated, they eventually realize the value they lost and start to appreciate you again. Remember that you are unique. Appreciate and understand who you are. Be grateful for the numerous blessings bestowed upon you by God. Reflect on your advantages. Unexpectedly, the positive outcomes of the good deeds you performed during your time with the narcissist will materialize. This has been my personal experience. I once thought the affection I gave to the narcissist was wasted, but it unexpectedly reappeared as blessings in various forms, beyond romantic relationships, in every aspect of my existence. Having learned from my regrettable mistakes, I'm now more discerning in accepting people into my life. I implore you to resist the allure of solitude as you embark on your healing journey. While we are all susceptible to loneliness, channel your energy into constructive pursuits like fitness, business, or hobbies. This vitality has the potential to generate positive change. As you engage in self-reconstruction, the narcissist will be astounded by your growth. They'll find you more valuable than anticipated. Strive to be impregnable. While we were once content with narcissists, our standards must now be elevated, especially when reconciliation is not on the table. Settling in relationships, particularly without reconciliation, is detrimental. Keep in mind that the healing process is dynamic, marked by fluctuations. While we carry the memories of abuse, it's crucial to recognize that responsibility, for it doesn't lie with us. We were never naive. Authentic affection threatens narcissists, leading them to discard us before realizing our familiarity. However, our resilient return changes their perception when communication ceases post-breakup. We not only recover, but return stronger, akin to a stretched rubber band after a few weeks. Negative experiences become defining characteristics, propelling us forward, leaving them behind. It's natural to mourn a lost person, but you are unparalleled compared to others. Despite their efforts, they won't encounter someone like you again. The question of, what if they find another empath, may arise, but remember, they didn't truly value having an empath during our time together. They were entangled in the past, engaging in unnecessary drama and games. However, time reveals the truth, and after the relationship ends, they often come to appreciate our value. Absence fosters a deeper affection. So, as you focus on your spiritual, physical, and mental development, they'll start to reevaluate. This process may fracture them, witnessing your rebound stronger and more successful. Proceed with confidence in your strategy. Recognize that separations can be acts of divine intervention, freeing us from narcissistic anguish. Don't worry, there's still time. Stories exist of people finding genuine connections and happiness later in life. Consider this time as a mental correction rather than a waste. We now have a clearer understanding of complex situations, especially those involving narcissists. While they may desire your return, don't grant them another chance. We appreciate your viewership. To show support for the channel, kindly subscribe and like the content. Stay tuned for more. Once avoiding narcissists becomes second nature to you, they will ultimately steer clear.